Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lexi and today we're doing another pick a card, and today is Venus Day, so I thought I would do a relationship reading because I haven't done one in a minute. So that's what we're doing today. We're going to be taking a look at your next relationship and the energies around that. I'm basically going to keep it open and see what spirit want to focus on more. But yeah, let's get in. So I have 4 objects for you guys to choose from. Pile number 1 on the left is the perfume. Pile number 2 is the eyeshadow palette. Pile number 3 is the rose quartz, and pile number 4 is the digital clock. So see which object you're drawn to. The timestamps are going to be in the description box as usual, and I will see you guys at your timestamps. Hey Pawan, welcome to your reading. So we are taking a look at your next relationship. So you guys chose the Sweet Like Candy perfume. I'm going to start with tarot and then we're going to move on to your oracle cards. So let's get in. So pile number 1, please spirit guides, tap me into the collective of my pile number 1s, please spirit guides. Of course, the cards jump to the floor twice. Love that for me. Pile number 1, please spirit guides. Pile number 1, tap me into the collective of my pile number 1s. Pile number 1's next relationship, please. Show me the energy surrounding pile number 1's next relationship. Show me the energy surrounding pile number 1's next relationship. We have the 4 of Pentacles. We have the 7 of Swords, we have the 8 of Pentacles, and we have the Ace of Cups. Okay, and the back of the deck, you guys have the 8 of Wands. First thing that's coming through, and I don't know if this is just something anyone's ever wondered about, but the person that you're next in a relationship with, I feel like they live like close to you, or in the same hometown, or in the same area, and this is either, for a lot of you guys, I feel like this is someone you literally don't know, but they live in the same area, or it's someone that, like, let's just say you would have gone to school with, but you would have been in like different like years. Maybe this person's like 2-3 years older, so then they could have like left school before you like started or something like that. Like, I almost feel like you're there, but you just kind of like missed each other, or there was like yeah, I keep being shown, like, in terms of from a frequency and energy, but also in terms of like interests, you would have been around each other, but then at the same time in different groups, if that makes sense. So things that you would have liked to do, let's just say in your teens, in your 20s, in your 30s, whenever you're watching this, they would have liked to do something completely different. I'm being shown 2 people in the same town or the same area, and it's like they're missing each other because they're not going to the same places, they're not going to the same like they're not, you know, around the same group of people, the same social circles. That's what I'm being shown. So it's almost like I'm missing this person like all the time, if that makes sense. That's what I'm being shown. I feel like one of you, and I'm not being told which one of you it would be, but one of you may have like knowledge of the other, in terms of like have heard the name, like heard their name, or heard of them, or maybe just seen them on social media. I'm being shown Facebook, so some of you guys may have Facebook. Like, there could have been like an awareness there, but it was almost just like, well, I've just shared the name, I don't know anything about them, I don't know what they do, they haven't really crossed my mind. It's just like I was aware of them from a distance, it feels. One of you are gonna have that for the other one, I feel, and I do feel it may be the other person, so I feel like it would be your next partners. I feel like they would have that. Now, in terms of tapping into the cards, then in terms of what I'm seeing here, what I'm being shown is your next relationship. I see you, I'm not gonna lie, I see you in a very suspicious, guarded way. That's the first thing that I want to say. When it comes to, like, I don't know if you guys have been closed off from relationships and you would have been single for some time before you open up to this person, or you may have had like a bad experience and pull back. But what I'm being shown is, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like in a way you might not want to play ball. That's just what I'm getting, because I almost feel like I'm being very stingy with my energy, and it's more coming from you. I have to call it as I'm seeing it. I feel kind of stingy. Like, it could be that you guys are just like really, really busy, focused on projects. You could be, you know, hitting the gym. You could be, you know, practicing like self-love and having boundaries and people can only have this much access to me. It could be that, but I just feel almost from your end, I feel a little suspicious. I feel a little bit like, is there a catch? And I kind of, I'm not gonna lie, from your end, there may just be like a little projection, just in the sense of like, oh, you're trying to get this out of me, or you're trying to get that out of me. There's a kind of like worries and anxieties there that you may deal with. And I do feel like in terms of the relationship opening, I feel like this person might have to really pry or really take their time to, you know, like work and kind of like open you up, because I do feel with the Four of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords like so close together, like I do feel that you're gonna feel a little bit, I don't know, I feel like you're trying to get this out of me, you're trying to get that out of me. For some of you guys as well, you might have dated around a little bit before this person, and you might not have liked the pick of the bunch that, you know, you may have gone on a few dates and felt like, yeah, this person's trying to get this person, not for me, you know what I mean? Like, this isn't going right. So there's some level of frustration, or you may just feel like, oh, all people are the same, like all girls are the same, or all boys are the same. There are going to be frustrations that I feel when you meet this person, and I feel like this person might get a bit of the brunt of it, just because I feel like there is going to be an experience like that. So it's either you would have been dating a little bit and got frustrated before meeting this person, or it could have been you've been single for some time, but your perception, maybe because of the past, would be that way. Because I feel, I'm not gonna lie, there's just a little bit of hostility that I'm feeling, but I feel like this person is gonna help you get out of that, because I feel like this person, first of all, I want to say this person's a bit of a slow mover anyway, and what I would say about this person is they seem quite like interested in you, if that makes sense. The person that you are, maybe what it is that you do, you know, what hobbies you have. I kind of I feel intrigued. So it's, I feel there's something that you do, so I'm fascinated, or it's just like I am genuinely drawn to you. For some of you guys, I feel like your personality, I feel quite drawn there. So this person's genuinely stepping towards you for you then, because what I actually see at the beginning then is them really wanting to get to know you for you, because now I feel like I'm really taking my time. It's okay if you don't want to do the date thing like that. It's okay if you like, I'm just kind of like taking my time to get to know you. I feel like when you meet this person, I don't know why, I just feel like there's a good level of banter, and there's conversation that's flowing, I would say, because especially with if you see the markings on the perfume, there's lots of different sides to the perfume, right? And I'm thinking of those things, you know, when you had those paper things, and you'd move your hands like this, and it was like red, yellow, green, and then you like lifted up the piece of paper, and then it was like 1, 2, 3. I don't know if you've seen them. I can't remember what they're called. Let me know down below in the comments what they're called. I can't remember. But I'm being shown like each layer, like each piece of paper, like being folded out. So I feel like in the beginning there does feel like there's a level of friendship that will begin. There's a lot of talking, there's a lot of getting to know each other, different aspects of the, you know, your personality is coming out, seeing different sides, and I feel like that's where things are going to grow. This person feels like slow and steady, very tortoise. I feel like before this person you would have dealt with a lot of hairs you know what I mean? And because I feel like for you guys as well, I feel like you guys are quite introspective, and there's this feeling of like, I sometimes feel like people aren't really seeing me. I don't know why, I feel like a lot of fire from your past, or it could be the dating scene before you meet this person, like a lot of fire, like why are people jumping on me so quickly, why are people love bombing, why are people too much. And it's like, well, you're not seeing me. You know what I mean? I don't feel like you're seeing me. I feel like you're only liking the idea of me or the concept of me. I'd feel like you're not seeing me. Whereas this person, there's something that they're intrigued about, and I feel like that's why I feel like I'm picking at something, like picking at like wallpaper, and I feel like it's unraveling. So I feel like that's where you and this person are going to unravel and really connect to each other, and then I feel like something's gonna build and kind of like rupture organically, where I feel like emotions are gonna, you know, kind of are gonna basically become involved. Because one thing I will say about you as well, yes, I see your arms up in defense at the beginning, but one thing that I will say is that I do feel like you're going to be drawn to this person. I think you're going to be very physically attracted to this person, and I think that your going to be equally as intrigued. I do see this person taking their initiative when they're intrigued with you. I feel like with you, you might back yourself down. I don't know why. When it comes to your next relationship, again, don't know if you would have been single for some time and it's just dating or whatever, but I feel like I'm putting myself down for feeling away. I feel like there's almost like a I feel like I'm trying to push feelings down, or I'm trying to push intrigue down, or that romantic feeling, that want to have someone around. I feel like I'm kind of putting myself down for it. You shouldn't feel this, you shouldn't feel that way. And that's a beautiful thing to feel. But I almost feel like you're almost like, no, we shouldn't feel this way, we shouldn't. And I don't know if maybe in the past, you know, you might have been very overgiving and very loving and very open and got hurt because of that, and maybe you thought, well, I'm just going to pull back now. But I feel as emotions start to come through, I do see you as defensive as you may be with this person. I see you being defensive with intrigue that comes up, with emotions that come up about them, because I do see you being attractive, I do see you being intrigued, I do see you being drawn to them, and I think you're going to really recognize and like the energy between you two and what is actually being created between you two, you know, like the friendship that's even growing. Like, but I keep seeing you kind of like almost putting those feelings down, or telling yourself, no, that I shouldn't be doing this. But that's a beautiful thing, and I think you're going to be learning to balance. Yes, discernment, that's great, and yes, take your time, that's great, but you are allowed to have those feelings for someone, and it's beautiful to have that type of connection with someone, and it's beautiful to want to talk to somebody and see somebody. And I feel like that might be very healing for you as this connection grows. So I feel like that's going to be, I think, the first little hurdle in terms of this connection, and I think that's why that slow and steady energy comes in. But the thing is, I feel like you're both intrigued by each other. I feel like you both like each other's energy, and I think that's why there's mutual effort of like building, kind of growing. I do see you more resistant, especially at the beginning, but I feel like something is going to build, because then we go along to the Ace of Cups. So I do see you know, your emotions come through. I see like that rupture. I see, you know, you guys like falling in love then, because I'm hearing we might be falling in love by Victoria Monet, and that's what I'm being shown. And that's where I see the connection will kind of commence to. I'm going to pull 3 more cards just to see if there's anything else to get with tarot, and then we'll move on to your oracle cards. So Spirit Guides, is there anything else about pile number 1's next romantic connection? Is there anything else about pile number 1's next romantic connection? What have we got? We've got the Moon. Is there anything else about pile number 1's next romantic connection? Is there anything else? Is there anything else, please, Spirit Guides? The Hierophant. And we have the 6 of Cups. For some of you, we have the Emperor at the back of the deck. For some of you, this could be somebody that, let's say, like you went to school with when you were younger, and then maybe they moved schools and then they came back to the hometown. Like they could have moved away or come back. There's something like that, because you know the scene I'm being shown in my mind's eye? I'm thinking of the Hannah Montana movie where Miley would have lived in Tennessee growing up, and she had the friend with the blonde hair, Travis, the cowboy boy. And she was like friends with him, and obviously she moved to LA and she became like Hannah Montana. And in the Hannah Montana movie, she moves back to Tennessee for a little while to kind of connect with her roots for the movie plot. And she bumps into Travis, and he remembers her, and he actually really likes her, and I'm sure they get together at the end of the movie. So that's what I'm being shown, something like that, where I feel like one of us would have moved and come back, or there's something about one of us being transferred to a different school, or just like that, and like that knowing of like, oh, I was in school with you, or oh yeah, I'm sure we were, you know, like around each other in school, or this was like a family friend from back in the day. But like, there's something there about having the same roots or being from the same hometown. There's something there that feels like it's coming in, and one of you is aware of the other person, or has been aware, or has them on social media, or has like heard the name, is more conscious. There's one of you that is, and then the other one is a bit blank to that, just not really aware at all. But I feel like it is the other person that is. I don't know why that keeps coming up. I do feel when it comes to getting deeper into the relationship, I do feel that there are going to be intense emotions that may come up, because again, especially if you guys are, if it's those of you that have taken time out to do like inner work or healing or like be on your own for a little bit, like I always say, when we do that clearing and we do that, you know, like inner work, and we kind of like clear the weeds to make sure the garden is ready for the new flowers to grow, once we've done that, other people's like medicine, other people's love, whatever it is that other people give to us, it's its first time going down onto those cuts. It's its first time going into that soil after we've cleared the weeds. And sometimes that can be a bit, you know, when you put ice on your skin straight away and, you know, you're like, oh my god, it's freezing, you know, or when you put medicine on the cut, you're like for a second, but you work through it. I do see intense moments, I'm not gonna lie, but I do feel like this is going to build to a very emotional connection. But I just do see some worries and anxieties on your end that you are going to flow through and, you know, work through, and it's coming from within though. This feels like inwards kind of like energy, if that makes sense. For some of you guys, I do even feel like this next relationship is going to really be like long distance. Like when I say long distance, I mean it's going to go the distance. I mean, I said long distance, so maybe it might be a long distance connection, I don't know, but I feel like this connection may go the distance, in terms of like, if you're open to marriage and that's what you'd want, I feel like it may move there. That's just something that's coming through as well. But I feel there's a very healing energy here. I feel very connected to, like there's a healing energy towards both of your inner child, you know, your inner child. I feel that there's a healing there, and there's like a softness that I almost feel, because I feel like for time you've had to be maybe like blunt, or you've had to have your arms up in defense, and I see a softness, like a safety kind of feeling, kind of like activating within you, if that makes sense, which is really lovely. I see you becoming a lot like softer in that area, and I feel like inside you are very soft anyway, but I feel like you're gonna, you know, really open to that. But for some of you, I do really feel like this is someone you might have known in childhood. It's just something that's come, you know, kind of come through. But I see you both in, and this is, I think, what's bringing you together as well in terms of energy matching. I see you both in a very like, I'm in my building era. What I mean by that is, I feel like your goals and what you would like to build for yourself, I feel like may match theirs. I feel like what it is that person wants out of life, you will too. And I don't think it would have always been that way. I think if you would have met each other 5 years prior or 6 years prior, whatever it was, you would not have had the same goals. You would not have had the same interest, your joys, and even what you want out of a relationship, you wouldn't have shared the same notion. And I feel like you're going to be in the same frequency where it's going to be mirrored. You're both going to want the same thing. You know, it's not going to be like one of you wants kids and one of you doesn't. One of you wants marriage and one of you doesn't. Whatever it is that you're wanting, I feel like they're going to want two. It's that feels like it's slotting. I don't see any apprehension there. I feel like that's slotting in very well, in terms of what you both would logically want, and I don't know why I see like a building energy from both of you, like I'm building something up. So that could be both of you working on your career fields, your business. Maybe there's just like an idea of what you would like your home life to look like, and that's why it matches each other. That's what I'm being shown. Yeah, so let's pull your oracle cards. Pile number 1, please, spirit guides. Pile number 1. I'm going to pull 2 of these, and it's just dropped on the floor. We have forgiveness, Branwen. Pile number 1, please, spirit guides. Pile number 1. We have revelation as well. On the back of the deck, you have the sun. Okay, Branwen, forgiveness. Okay, I don't know if right now some of you guys may still, to be honest with you, when I'm sitting in the energy, I don't see any of you necessarily thinking back to anyone from the past necessarily, like in terms of like there being a big cord or like like emotional energy there, but there may be feelings, just like little bits of debris that maybe are just laying around in the subconscious, because it's gone right on top of the moon card there. In terms of maybe people that might have like hurt you from the past, people that you may have felt might have taken from you, not have given you what you gave them, there does feel to be little bits of like a grudge or a frustration. It's small though, this doesn't feel big. I see tiny flicks of you know when you light a candle and like the little bits come off and the like little black bits in the bottom of the candle, I see that. So it's light and it you know, but it's still there in the subconscious. I feel like that's where that defense is coming in. I feel like you might think that people might step towards you with the same energy as before. That's where that defense is coming in, and I do feel opening up to this person, and this person, you know, really taking their time and whatever. I feel like it's going to be very healing, especially towards your past connections as well. I feel like there's going to be a natural kind of like letting go. For some of you, forgiveness, it's fine if you don't like that word and you're not looking, you know, for that, because forgiveness isn't bringing them back. It's just like, I'm putting that at peace. I learned what I needed to, thank you, I'm off now. But I just feel like I'm letting go of something. And some of you guys may have in the past been slightly anxiously attached, because for some of you guys, there may even be a parent that there may be like a frustration and a hurt to, and I don't know why. I feel like this connection is really going to heal that, and because of that, it's going to activate parts of you that haven't been activated before. You know, we're always activating parts of other people, and I feel like with the Revelation card, that's what I see it then with. I know it's like a dragon, but I'm thinking of like a lotus like blooming, so like something like, I'm thinking of like a phoenix as well, like ashes and turning into, you know, the phoenix turning into ashes or whatever. Like, I'm being shown where that release would come from. There's something I see you accepting, or there's an acceptance of something. I see something new coming in its form, something being activated within you in terms of your heart space. And as well, if you guys know that there are worries about starting your own family, or worries about like having like a certain type of home life, I actually see with whatever it is that you're accepting or forgiving or stepping away from and putting to bed, I see in its place like a welcoming of like, I would like children, or okay, I feel like I can get married. I feel like marriage is something that I would want, or it could just be, I feel safe with this person. I don't feel like they're going to run away and do me dirty anymore. I really feel safe. There's something that's going to be activated there if we're going deep into the energy of it. But yeah, that is what I have for you, pile one. I really hope that you enjoyed your reading. Hit the thumbs up and comment down below if you did. I'm sending you guys all of my love. I hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. So thank you guys for watching. Hey pal 2, welcome to your reading. So we are taking a look at your next relationship. So you guys chose the eyeshadow. I'm going to start with tarot, and then we're going to move on to your next, we're going to move on to the oracle cards. I don't know why I said that. So pile number 2, please spirit guides, tap me into the collective of my pile number 2s. We have the High Priestess. Pile number 2's next relationship, please. Pile number 2's next relationship. Pile number 2's next relationship. We have the Page of Cups. They're not going straight for me. We have Judgment. One thing I will say about your next relationship, this definitely feels fated, like this is somebody that you were meant to meet, because I do feel like there are certain lessons that are meant to be learned with this person. There's certain things that you'll be able to teach each other. That's the first thing that I'm being shown. We have Temperance here as well. I'm being shown, for some reason, you know, Beauty and the Beast with the rose in the glass kind of like jar, and then the rose petals like fall. I'm being shown that, and I'm hearing that piano music at the beginning of Beauty and the Beast. I can't remember what it's called. There's like a piano chord type of music that plays for Beauty and the Beast, and I keep hearing that. The back of the deck, we have the Ace of Wands. Okay. Straight away when I put the Ace of Wands down, I heard the Ariana Grande song, Pete Davidson, when she says, I thought you into my life. Wow, look at my mind. I don't know why I clicked my fingers then. I thought there was a click in the song, but there isn't. So I feel like there may be some form of like manifestation from your end or their end that brings them to you. I don't know, I just feel like I'm either writing this down like on a piece of paper to bring this person in, but I just feel like there's like an alignment there. So I almost feel like energetically, I feel like that's what brings you and this person together. Or it could just be you guys may be quite open spiritually and psychically, and you may get dreams about this person before they show up. You may, because I'm being shown somebody like laying there and getting like lots of visions in their mind's eye, and then I'm being shown like little symbols, or I'm literally being shown like a face, or you know, like I'm being shown like a scenario. So like there may be like some sort of like scenario or daydream or literal dream of this person before you meet them, and then I feel like when you meet, like there's something like, oh my god, I dreamt about this, or oh my god, like I'm sure I saw that in my dream. Or it may just feel like a little bit like deja vu, in the sense of like, I swear I've seen you before, like I swear I've seen your face. There's that sort of thing that I'm being shown when you do meet each other. That's the first thing that I'm being shown as well. But there's something there energetically. I feel like you and this person may have like a psychic link or energetic connection. So you and this person may have like 12th house synastry, 8th house synastry, because I don't know why, I just feel like when I'm feeling something, they may be feeling it. That's what I'm being shown. So there's definitely like a fated energy here. I do feel like there's a lot beyond you guys must be connected to spirit, because I feel like there's a lot beyond the physical that's happening in terms of bringing this connection to me. So that's pretty interesting, because I keep being taken there first. So in terms of the relationship, please spirit guides, tap me into the actual relationship. It's quite interesting, because even with all of that energy that I was tapping into, and all of that, like all of the frequencies around it that I was tapping into, when you actually meet, I don't even think you're gonna think much necessarily of them. I feel like you're gonna be like, oh, I swear I've seen you before, something about this feels familiar, but I don't think you're gonna look at it like you're gonna play a vital, you know, role in my life, or this is gonna be a connection that's really gonna activate some things within me. Like, I don't even think you're gonna think that when you first meet them. Something that almost like pushes you together in terms of actually meeting, and it almost feels very casual. Like, I'm being shown a situation where like you get invited out for like a meal, or you get invited out with like friends to go somewhere, or you get introduced to someone and they're kind of there. That's kind of like how it feels, and the way it feels is a very kind of like casual Tuesday, you know what I mean? I'm not saying you're going to meet them on a Tuesday, you could. It's just more so I feel it's just going to kind of be sprung out of nowhere. I don't think you're going to be necessarily anticipating the connection. I feel like there are going to be dreams, lots of energy around it, but the actual day that you meet and the actual, you know, event that happens, it just feels like it just come out of nowhere. Like, I wasn't even like, how do I put this into words? Because I see energy behind it. I see someone manifesting, someone coming in. I see that sort of alignment. So I know I'm open, and I know I would like someone to come through in terms of like a connection. But when I feel like you actually do meet this person, it's like the last thing you thought was going to happen that day, or the last thing that you thought was going to happen in that time period or in that month. I hope that makes sense. Because I almost feel like you're even a little bit like, oh, shocked, like, oh my god, like this person's just started talking to me. And I do feel with this connection, it might grow quite quickly, and there's a message from spirit to make sure that you are anchoring your energy, because I do see like a depth here. I do see you both, because I feel like I'm going deep, and I'm bringing up boxes from inside of me, if that makes sense. Like, I'm bringing up like deep emotions and energies that were kind of stored away. So I do feel like there's going to be like a strong emotional connection that's going to be here, and I do feel that there may be some triggers that come up, because I feel like it's going to be a healing connection 100%. I see you planting seeds within them within you. In terms of like energy being activated, this feels like a very healing connections. I'm being shown the song from Avatar, I See You. Leona Lewis sings it, and she sings I see me through your eyes. There's something about eyes that I keep like being shown, but it's almost like I'm really seeing you. Like there's a really deep connection here. That's what I'm gonna say. There are some intense energies. I'm not gonna sugarcoat what I'm being shown, and that's why there's a reference to please make sure that you are grounding with the situation, and making sure that you are taking your time, because I feel like that's something you're both going to learn as well, because I do see the deep emotions, I do see those feelings coming out, but there's a reference to make sure that you are rooting and grounding and making sure that you're anchoring yourself in before fully, you know, like opening to the connection or going too deep. And strong message to pace yourself and move slow, because I feel that way when you are activating certain feelings within each other, when you are mirroring certain things to each other, you're going to be able to feel that emotion, acknowledge it and pass it through, instead of maybe getting triggered or, oh my god, this feels too intense, there's too much, you know what I mean? Like, I do feel there's definitely a reason you're meeting, to mirror some deep feelings to each other, to mirror some deep this is a deep connection. That's just what I'm gonna say. This does feel like there's like 8th house, 12th house synastry here. I really feel like I'm seeing you and we're going deep, 100%. Now in terms of your person, can you tap me into the person my Palamatus are in the next relationship with? Okay, so in terms of, because I'm getting the physical side first, one thing I will say is the skin. I don't know why, I feel like this person has very clear skin, very nice skin. There's something about the skin, they could have very soft skin. That's one thing that I'm being shown. Eyes keep being shown to me. I feel like they may have very deep set eyes, very big eyes. There's just something about their eyes that I'm being shown as well. And I just feel like the jawline as well feels pretty refined for some of you guys. There's like a lot, I don't know why there's like a lot of structure at the bottom of the face. So it doesn't even have to be like they have the sharpest jawline. It could be that they have like more of like a square jawline or something like that. Or like a pointy, like I feel like the bottom of my face is going pointy. I don't know. There's just something there, like down the bottom. I can't remember the name of the muscle. I don't know why I'm being shown that. I'm sure it's called like the buccinator or something like that. I don't know. I'm just being shown the bottom of the face being like strong or prominent or something like that. That's one thing I'm being shown. I feel like this person's going to be quite tall, or if they're not tall, I just feel like quite slender and graceful. That's just an energy that I'm being, it's being shown to me like an energy. So I'm being shown like a slip of something. So I feel like somebody's quite slim and graceful, like that sort of thing. I don't know why I'm being told bony. This person might be a bit bony. Yeah, that's just something that I was just told. So in terms of personality and the energies around this person, can you tap me into the energies surrounding this person and their personality, please? Tap me into their energy. This person's very deep, but I feel like you are too, and that's what I feel like is being mirrored. I feel like there's depth, like from like within. I feel like there's a lot of like emotional depth, but I do feel from both of you, it's almost like it's very rare you let that out. Like I'm being shown like a box, and it's like a jack in the box. It's like I very rarely open it up. That's what I'm being shown. So I'm being shown that from both of you, because I just feel like there's a depth that might not have been explored. Or explored as deeply. You know, you could have had connections where they were a bit more lighthearted, and those emotions never got to be like fully explored. You know what I mean? Or maybe you were in connections where you kind of like overgave, and was more focused on that person. So it was like almost like your own inner energy. You never really got to explore that. Whereas I feel like in this connection, it definitely is going to be explored, because I see this person being very deep too. I just keep being shown like both of us are opening up the boxes. One person's pulling one thing out, one person's pulling the other thing out. That's what I'm being shown. I see a lot of like physical intimacy. So I feel like this person's going to be very like physical touch in terms of love language. I just see a lot of cuddles, a lot of like nurturing. Yeah, a lot of physical touch. I feel like this person's just going to be that way. Like I see like hands being held, arms, like I don't know, they feel like they're quite cuddly. I feel like that's how they show kind of like affection. I feel like arms are going around me, and I'm feeling that. And I see a lot of deep chats as well from the both of you, because I feel like this person's mind, I feel like they can see quite deeply into things, and I feel like they read deeply into things, and being actually shown books, so this person could read. I also feel like this person as well, there's something to do with music, so it could be just they like music and you may share music, but I feel like this person could also play an instrument as well, because that's something that I'm being shown. So that they could play like guitar or something like that. That's also something that I'm being shown. But yeah, I don't know, I feel like I'm sharing a lot of like my ideas with you, or I'm sharing like a lot of perspective kind of like thoughts with you, if that makes sense. Like I have a lot like within that I just kind of think about. I don't really normally let it out, but I feel like I'm sharing that with you, and I see you both kind of going deep there, you know what I mean? Like I feel like your chats are not going to be light-hearted. I'm not gonna lie, this feels like a deep, two very deep individuals. I see you having chats in terms of like, what do you think, I'm trying to think of something like, because I'm seeing like conspiracies and like, what do you think about this, like, what do you think there's an inner world, do you think Agatha is real? Like I see that sort of thing. I see you kind of talking about things like that, and going quite deep, like that. There's definitely a lot of like lessons being learned. There's a lot of depth that's coming out from you both. Yeah, I feel like this feels like there's a lot of mirrors here. I feel like you're quite similar in terms of like people. I feel like you're both very similar. Pile number 2, please, spirit guides. Pile number 2. Yeah, because now I'm being shown Beauty and the Beast again when the Beast takes Belle to the library. We have the King of Cups. I'm playing 3 more. King of Cups. We have the 6 of Pentacles. And we have the Page of Pentacles. Okay. And the back of the deck, you have the 10 of Pentacles. For some of you guys, this person may have a dog. You might take the dog for walks a lot. I just keep being shown 2 people walking a dog. I don't know why I'm being shown Miley Cyrus walking her dog with, I think it was Liam Payne she was with. It just flashed in my mind's eye. So you may like walk, you know, the dog a lot. I feel like this person, I to be honest with you, I feel like in terms of like every day, I feel like this person's like a little bit more closed off. I don't feel like they're the most, because the way I feel with them is, when I say Jekyll and Hyde, what I mean by that is I feel like maybe around their like immediate friends or people that they'd like, you know, be outside with or whatever, I feel like they're maybe a little bit more lighthearted and fun, and then I feel like behind closed doors they're a lot deeper. But maybe I feel like they keep things to themselves, because it's interesting. I'm seeing someone that's quite introverted, but then I'm seeing them around other people and there's like a lightness. So I feel like sometimes people might not be able to see that depth. And that could be mirrored with you too. You know, that could be something that you both kind of mirror. You can be very lighthearted. And I tend to find people like that, especially when they've gone deep within their emotions, they can fit anyone's cup, if that makes sense. So if people are more lighthearted, they can, you know, reach that. If people are a bit more in their mental energy, they can reach that. If people are a bit more emotional, they can reach that, because there's a range of emotion there, and that's what I'm being shown from both of you. This is coming through from both of you. I do feel like this person is really good with like kids as well. They could have kids for some of you. This person could have children, but if that doesn't resonate, I feel like they could have like a younger sibling, or they could have like nieces and nephews that they're really, really close with, because I don't know why I feel really good with kids. Like I'm really good with them. There's something about, I definitely want kids. That's what I'm being shown. Yeah, and I feel there are going to be moments, because with this relationship I'm being shown like the tide going in and out. I feel like there may, because both of you, being that introspective, I feel like both of you are going to grow and evolve and shift in terms of like what you want out of life, or, you know, whatever it is. And I feel like there are going to be moments where the tide kind of like goes in and out, where one of you, how do I put that into words, please, spirit guides? One of you might require a bit more alone time. One of you might, you know, like require that and need space to kind of grow, and then the other one will. There's that sort of like connection. I see you giving each other space in the connection, because I see some of you, like I see sometimes you might want to go into a bit of hermit mode and need your own space. I see them kind of needing that too. Yeah, but I feel, and it's interesting with this connection as well, I do see a lot of emotions quite quickly. So I do see that depth and, you know, all of that quite quickly. But what's interesting here is I don't see any like attachment to kind of like an outcome. It grows that way, but I don't see either of you like, oh my god, we're going to be in a relationship and it's going to be this way and it's going to happen. Like, I don't see any of that. It's just like you're being driven by what you feel. You're being led by your emotions, and I feel like that's how the connection, you know, flows and moves. So let's pull your oracle cards. Pile number 2, please, spirit guides. Pile number 2. Pile number 2's next relationship. We have liberation, Kali, and we have radical acceptance, Priya. And the back of the deck, you have ambition at the back of the deck. Okay, in terms of liberation, again, from the emotional perspective, because that's what's coming through, I do feel that both of you are going to trigger or awaken emotions within each other that maybe you're not used to feeling or comfortable with feeling. So if you know that sometimes you struggle with feeling love and you know, feeling safe with someone or feeling balanced with someone, it's almost like I'm having to feel this. I'm stepping into it. I have to align with it. I have to work through it. Like, this is what's being like activated within me. I'm tapping into feelings that normally I would push down. That's where I feel with both of you. There's the rose from the beginning, from Beauty and the Beast. That rose. It's like I'm being shown something blooming, you know. So that's what I'm being shown there. Why do we have radical acceptance, please, spirit guides? Why do we have radical acceptance? To be honest with you, a lot of this, like, I feel both of you, your heart's really opening from this. Like, I see like an opening. So there's like an activation in the heart space that happens here. 100%. Like, I feel like I'm kind of being like cracked open in a way. And I'm not gonna lie, for some of you, this may go the distance and you'll grow and you'll learn to evolve with those hard emotions. For others of you, when I see that cracking open of the heart, you may outgrow each other, but there's that unconditional kind of like love of like, you're going that way or I'm going this way, if that makes sense. That's what I'm being shown as well, and that could also come. It'll be different for all of you. You'll know your situation. Some of you, I feel like you'll learn to kind of grow with each other. Others of you, it's like we're going to activate these energies, tap into them, but then we're going to kind of grow separately. But I still feel like there's a love there, because there's like an acceptance of like, this opened because of this and I needed this activated. Whichever one, you know, registers, whichever one you align with more, you'll know. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing with you guys, pile 2. I really hope that you enjoyed your reading. Hit the thumbs up and comment down below if you did. I'm sending you guys all of my love. I hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. So thank you guys for watching. Hey pile 3, welcome to your reading. So we are taking a look at your next relationship. So you guys chose the rose quartz. I'm going to start with tarot and then we're going to move on to your oracle cards. So let's get in. So pile number 3, please, spirit guides, tap me into the collective of my pile number 3s. Pile number 3s, please, spirit guides, tap me into my pile number 3s. Pile number 3's next relationship, please. Pile number 3's next relationship. We have the Ace of Pentacles. We've got 3 cards. Am I using these 3 cards? Yes. We have the 2 of Pentacles. They all came out for me very easy. We have the 9 of Pentacles and we have the 3 of Wands. And the back of the deck, you have the 9 of Wands. Okay, pile number 3's next relationship, please. One thing I will say, you and your next partner are going to be quite alike. And it's interesting because when I was tapping in energetically, like before I even put any cards down, I kept being shown like a reset, right? Like there was like a refresh. And honestly, from both of you, I don't even feel like there was, like, when I feel like you meet, I don't feel like there's any, oh my god, I'm looking for a partner, I want a relationship, and this is how I want it to go, and there's no like friction there, or like I'm pulling at something, or like I really really want it and then I'm like kind of like pushing it away. None of that. I don't even think love or relationships is even on the agenda for either of you. Like there's a very fluid, very refreshed vibe that I'm feeling. So either both of you might have been like single for some time, or both of you would have like activated something within you where you're looking at life in a different way. I see enjoyment in both of your lives. So I see like a happiness. I almost feel like there's something that you're both going to be enjoying, or you're going to be reaping the benefits of. There's something that would have been like paid off. There's something that like I just feel like I'm reaping the rewards, and I don't know why there's this refresh energy that I'm in. And I feel like for both of you as well, this relationship comes in when you're both established in a certain area, or you feel very established, like I've just tied this down and I've just tied this down, you know, I just landed that job role, it's something I've always wanted, I've been working towards it forever, or I've just, you know, got my own house and this is something I've always wanted, or I finally feel like financially free enough and I can maybe travel or go and do what I want. There's something that's rooted and grounded that both of you, this is a mirrored energy, I see both of you really happy about, really excited about, and that's why I feel that refreshed kind of energy. And I see you both feeling very comfortable within yourselves. I keep hearing Beyonce's song Cozy, where she sings comfortable in my skin, cozy with who I am. So that's what I'm being shown as well. There's definitely an air of confidence coming from both of you. This feels so mirrored. I feel very confident, and I feel just very happy. I feel like everything's kind of flowing. And I don't know why I'm being shown like the transits in astrology, and I see everything kind of moving very slowly. Not slowly, smoothly. That's just what I'm being shown. There's a lot of openness that I'm being shown here from like both of you. And because of that, I feel like you're in alignment, and I feel like you're kind of flowing. And I think that's actually what's meant to bring you together. But I feel like you're both going to be celebrating, or what, it doesn't have to be like celebrating in the physical realm, like, yeah, I bought the car, I bought the home, I got that job offer. It can be from an energetic perspective of like, oh my god, I wrapped up that cycle, I really am in this new cycle now. My worries from before, they're not even here. I don't even think of them. It could be more from like a frequency perspective that we're just not seeing in the physical. But because we're leading, you know, with those two cards, the Pentacle cards, especially the Ace of Pentacles, I do feel like there's something established. I feel like you're both, it's like I feel like I got the crown on my head, like that's how I feel. And the frequency of that flowing frequency, that confidence, that's what's bringing you both in to each other. So that's what I'm being shown. Now it's funny because when you both meet, I feel like you're quite headstrong. Your person's going to be quite headstrong. I feel like you're someone that does like to have a little bit of control. Your person likes to have a little bit of control. I feel like you guys have very like leadership qualities. Your person does too. There's going to be a little bit of a power battle, I feel, in terms of the connection in the beginning. Especially because I feel like you're going to like how your life is. I feel like you're going to have really built up, I like this type of wine, and I like this, and I like that. They're going to have done the same. And what you're going to be learning then, having built that up within, you know, both of yourselves, to blend that with somebody else, to balance that with somebody else, you know what I mean? Because like I always say, when we fill a pot up, you know, the plant kind of fills up in the pot, it's then time to repot it. And when we build up our ego, or we build up a sense of self, or we build up whatever it is, we then learn to coexist with others, to balance that with others. Now, I'm not saying either of you are bad at coexisting, but I think that you're really going to like the fort that you've built. I think they're going to like the fort that they've built. And I feel like there's going to be a little bit of friction at the beginning in terms of like, let's do it my way, let's do it my way. And that's a beautiful thing. I think you're meeting each other because you're learning to kind of coexist and create that balance. Because there's, if you think of what you've chosen the rose quartz Sophia, right? Say now I'm sat the other way, and what you guys are looking at the Sophia from this way, and I'm looking at it from that way. We are both looking at it from two different perspectives. So we both have a different perspective of what we can see and what's on that Sophia, right? So we use our brains to come together to get the full picture. I feel like that's what's happening in this connection. I feel like that's what you're coming to do. I feel like there are gonna be differences with you and this person. I feel like at your core you're very similar, so I feel like you're both, I feel like you're both quite fiery. I feel like you're both very headstrong. I feel like I see you both being very intelligent, and I see you both being very like go-getters. This fiery energy here for sure. So Sagittarius, Leo and Aries feels quite prominent. It doesn't matter if you don't have those placements, it's just the fire energy that I'm being shown. Very ambitious, right? But there's also going to be similarities in terms of maybe the way that you got to the point that you got to, the way that maybe you look at life, and to be honest, maybe even the way that you look at relationships in terms of like how one person's meant to be in one relationship, and whatever that is. That's what you're learning. You're learning to really blend and coexist and bring that balance. Like, I'm bringing this knowledge, you're bringing this knowledge, we can mix it together to build something even greater, And I feel like you're both opening then and expanding each other's minds in terms of like, there could be things that you want out of your life that this person that you're going to be in a relationship with has never even like thought of. It's never even, they've never even thought of it. And then it's like you introduce, like, why don't we travel here? Or why don't we try this out? Or why don't we do this? And it starts to spark seeds in that person, like, oh my God, I've never thought of that. And that could be so healing for that person, but they never knew about it. You were bringing the medicine to them. And that also works vice versa. There could be ways in terms of the way you live your life, the things that you do, that it's just the way you've always done it. But they could be able to do something to make something flow even easier for you, to allow new ideas and inspirations to kind of like open up. And I think there's a lot of that in this situation. I do feel that you guys may be like my business pile, those of you that have like a business, or you're just very in business in terms of your goals and your work. That doesn't have to resonate for all of you. I just feel like you're that. They're very similar as well. So there's definitely a very big work focus, career focus, that I think you're both going to kind of have your teeth in. And I think that's why there's such a beautiful flow, because I don't see like the imbalance. I don't see. I do see an imbalance in the beginning, I'm not gonna lie, just because of the power play. But the imbalance I don't see is one of you being very focused on like work or whatever, and then the other person really focused on the other person. You're very, very aware. I've rooted myself in. I have my likes. I have the things that I like to do, and I have my own things to do. But we blend together. I'm hearing that song Opposites Attract. Who is the girl that sung that? Who was the girl? I'm sure she started with a P. There's a girl and she sings We Go Together Like Opposites Attract. Who was the girl? My mom used to play it all the time, and in the video there's like a cartoon of like a cat or something. There's a known cartoon character dancing with her. And it's like 3 steps forward, 2 steps back, we go together because opposites attract. Type those lyrics in on Google, or if you know the song I'm talking about, put it in the comment section, because that song I'm hearing, there's definitely like opposites that you both, at the first, I feel like there's going to be an ego battle of like, I'm pushing this way and I'm pushing that way, and I think you're learning to merge it, because I think that you're actually going to build something really like beautiful, not just in terms of the connection, but I just feel like in your home life, in terms of like, because what I'm being shown, if you guys do want children, or you guys want a home of your own, and you do want like children, and that if you don't have any of those things yet, I see both of you blending and building that together. I really do see that. Your person as well does feel quite logical, and very, I feel like I have everything under control. Like, that's kind of how I feel. They could have been like a parentified child growing up, your next partner, because I feel like I've got everything under control. Like, it's almost like if we're going away on like a vacation, I have everything. Like, I have everything in my bag or my rucksack or whatever it is. Like, I have, the asthma pump, the medication, the band-aids, whatever it is, I have it all, That's what I'm being shown. So they feel quite logical. They actually feel very maternal or paternal. That's what I'm being shown. They feel quite, I have everything together, because I keep being shown with documents. I'm like, I have it all together, and this has to go here, and this has to be paid on this day. And I don't know, I feel very aware of that. Their brain, it could be that they work, I'm just seeing a lot of paperwork. So they could work in like, I don't know, they could like work in a bank, or they could do like taxes and things like that. they don't have to. It's just I feel like they're very put together and they know where everything is. Like they kind of feel like that. But I'm not gonna lie, I feel like some of you guys are like that too. I feel like some of you guys are like that too. Pile number 3. Pile number 3 is next relationship, please. Pile number 3 is next relationship. We have the Page of Cups. Pile number 3 is next relationship. We have Death. And we have the Lovers. Oh, I really like this energy. We have the 5 of Swords at the back of the deck. We have the 5 of Swords. I feel like the beginning in terms of the relationship is where there might be a little bit of rockiness. I see you feeling very drawn to each other and wanting to spend time together, and I think you both like a lot of each other's values, and I think because you're similar in that aspect, I think that's what draws you in. But that's where you realize like, wow, we're very similar, we both kind of want to lead. That's what I'm being shown. But I do feel because of that, I don't know, there is a little bit of like wishy-washy energy in the beginning from like both of you, like I'm going my way, but it feels so light-hearted. Like I almost feel like I'm getting frustrated with you and then I'm kind of laughing, or I was like, you know what, I'm not like, if you want to do it that way, that's fine, do it that way on your own. But then it's like it doesn't take much then where then I feel like I'm back. Like, how to make this make sense to me? Okay, so for example, like let's just say you have a disagreement and it's over I'm trying to think, set me an analogy, please. I don't, like, when I use my brain, that's where I blank. I need to just let it flow through. Okay, let's just say, very lighthearted, you are a little bit drained and you're a little bit tired and you're just like, I don't want to go like on any dates this week or whatever it is, like I'm busy and then I'm going to be tired, I don't want to do that. Whereas they may look at it like, oh, well, you're not putting effort towards the situation and I'm putting effort towards the situation. So I see like little bickers at the beginning where it's like, I'm showing you I care, I'm showing you I'm putting effort, and you're not really, you know what I mean? Like you're not really putting in that effort because you keep pulling back. And I feel like there's that little bit of like, like that friction at the beginning, because I feel like you're both maybe not seeing each other's point of view. And I'm not saying it doesn't have to be exactly like that, it's just something that flowed through. But then it's almost like I see that being patched up very quickly in terms of like, I needed time to chill so I could give my energy next week when I have more energy and blah, blah, blah. And like, I see that and then it's like, oh, okay. And it's like the minute the point is made, the point gets across. Like I don't see back and forth bickering all the time. It's like once the point is made, the other person's looking like, oh my God, I didn't even think of it like that. I didn't even know you meant it like that. I was taking it as maybe you weren't putting in the energy in, or you weren't doing this. I see there's a lot of conflict resolution that are the hurdles at the beginning. There's conflict resolution that you're going to learn with both of you, because there is going to be a bit of stickiness at times. That's one thing that I'm being shown, because I don't see both of you wanting to like quit the situation, because I feel like you're very drawn and everything feels very light-hearted. There's fire energy here where it's like I'll feel something in a minute and then it passes. Like you're kind of irritating and annoying me sometimes, but then it passes because I really do like being around you. And you know what? You might have even been right and I hate to admit it. It's that sort of thing, you know? You are very alike, I'm not gonna lie. And I feel like there's a lot of fun, like humor. There's a lot of laughing. Like I see one of you going in the mood and then like someone makes a comment and then you laugh and that mood's broken out of. There's a lot of that. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm being shown as well. But I see at the beginning stages as well, there is a lot of flowing, like there's no, how do I put it into words? Like I do feel like you're genuinely enjoying each other's company, and I see a lot of like out of the blue, this person like, hey, let's go here, or let's go hike here, or let's go do this together. And it's like, yeah, okay, let's go do that. And I see you really enjoying each other's company, and I see you also doing things that both of you like at the same time, and really enjoy it. Like I see a lot of fun dates, and I see you either being very outdoorsy, or I see you just both being very let's go here, like let's try this restaurant, I hear this open, let's go. There's a lot of that, like we're kind of going out and doing things and enjoying company. There's a lot of quality time, but I feel like I'm getting out there and I'm doing things and I'm enjoying. And I think you both would have actually been doing that before you met, maybe on your own or with friends. And I think you're going to continue it together. That's why I see a lot of it, because it was already that I've achieved something and I feel like everything's flowing. I feel very happy. I see both of you stepping into an extroverted energy and doing things like that, and I feel like it's going to continue together then. There may even be some like vacations or just, you know, you may travel, you know, a little bit. For some of you guys, it doesn't have to resonate for all of you. Why do we have the Death and then the Lovers then, please, Spirit Guides? Why do we have the Death and the Lovers card? You and this person, because I'm looking at the 1 and the 4, 1 and the 3 adding up to 4, and I'm thinking of the 4th house in astrology. I think that you and this person might have had similar childhoods. I think that you and this person may even have had similar wounds growing up. And I think that as time goes on, if you hear noises, it's me moving in all the creaks. I feel like as time goes on, I feel like you're really going to spill and open there, because I do see, honestly, this energy feels like a best friend. And I feel like I can really talk about what I've been through, because I know you get that because you've been through it too. Or I know that if I say this feeling to you, you'll kind of get that because you felt it too. That's why I mean the inside, both of you on the inside are very similar. Which sometimes creates the imbalance of the power dynamic, but I think it also works as well, because I see you going quite deep and really like listening to each other and holding space for each other in terms of your inner feelings, which is really, really lovely. And I think you're also going to mirror kind of like a level of safety to each other. That's kind of like how it feels. You both come across as very maternal, paternal, very like inner divine mother, inner divine father. You kind of come across like that, both of you, and I think you may be very healing for each other. To be honest with you, I feel like you feel very healing in terms of like each other's depth and like inner wounds, but I feel like that's gonna come later on. There's such a good friendship here, I feel, that's gonna be built. I don't see you being friends first. I genuinely say, you know, I like you and this is it, and what, you know, it's very established that like you'd like each other and you're dating. I think it's gonna start off a little lighthearted, but I think that as it gets deeper and deeper, then I feel like you're gonna really hold a lot of space for each other, which is gonna be very healing for both of you. I'm hearing Safety Net by Ariana Grande. Pile number 3, please, Spirit Guides. Pile number 3 is next relationship. Pile number 3 is next relationship. We have stillness. We have compassion. This person's going to feel like home to you. I feel like you're going to feel very comfortable with this person. It might even shock you how comfortable you feel with this person so early on. Because I do feel like there's a kind of like a sibling rivalry or bickering that happens. You know, like we have a sibling and there's that rivalry where it's like, I want to get this first, or I want to do this first, or whatever it is. There's that, but it's playful and it's light. And so it's like that best friendly kind of energy. So I'm being shown that. But yeah, I feel like you're both going to feel very comfortable and at ease with each other. I don't see, like, I'm not going to say you're not going to get butterflies. I'm not going to say there's going to be moments where you're not going to feel nervous. Like, I see that, but I don't see it like consuming you where you're like, oh my God, I'm worried. Like, because I see you so open with this person, like, I feel like this or I feel like that. I see a lot of like jokes, a lot of funniness. I'm being shown 2 people really barely laughing. Like, someone said something, you both found it really funny. Lots of laughter. That's what I'm being shown here. But with that stillness, I feel that, like I said, you're going to feel at home with this person. And, you know, sometimes they say when you meet, like, someone you're meant to be with, it's not that crazy, like, kind of like butterfly. You kind of feel calm with them. Like, there's that love and feeling, but you feel calm and at home. Honestly, that's what I see. And then with the compassion card as well, I do see you both being very understanding and holding space. So even if there is some friction, I think that's what's kind of holding you together, is there is that kind of understanding. And I think that's why it's not like you're not putting effort in, or you're not doing that. There is that understanding where it's like, let me see it from your point of view. At the same time, that is still there. There's still a power play, but there is that kind of like compassion and understanding as well. We have creative spark. I do feel like you're both going to be quite helpful towards each other's careers. I feel like you're going to be quite helpful towards I don't know, I feel like you just kind of inspire each other. Like, let's travel here, let's do this. It's like, oh my god, yeah, that's a good idea. I see that. I feel like the beginning, it might not be that way. It might be like, let's travel here. No, I want to go here first. That's what's going to happen. But I feel like as time goes on, you start to balance and learn from each other. You're like, wow, we should travel here. If we, and then we can do my thing. Like, you start to blend and balance that. So yeah, I really like this. This feels lovely. This really does feel lovely. So pile 3, that is what I have for you guys. I really hope that you enjoyed your reading. Hit the thumbs up and comment down below if you did. I'm sending you guys all of my love. I hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching. And hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. So thank you guys for watching. Hey pile 4, welcome to your reading. So we are taking a look at your next relationship. So I'm going to start with tarot and then we'll move on to your oracle cards. So let's get in. So pile number 4, please, spirit guides. Pile number 4. Tap me into the collective of my pile number 4s, please. Pile number 4's next relationship, please. Pile number 4's next relationship. We have the King of Pentacles. We have the 8 of Swords. I don't know why I'm being shown a Christmas Carol when the Jim Carrey version where one of the ghosts has like, they almost have like a top hat, almost. They look like a candlelight and they move like a flame. They look like a flame, basically. I was just shown that for some reason. Pile number 4, please, spirit guides. Pile number 4's next relationship, please. We have the 6 of Pentacles. Pile number 4's next relationship, please. We have the Knight of Swords as well. The back of the deck, you have the 3 of Cups. Okay, when I'm being shown your next relationship, when I say false start, I don't mean that the connection's going to have a false start, but I feel like there may be like you may meet and then not see each other for a little while, and then a relationship starts a little while later, if that makes sense. So you could meet in like a friendly setting, or you could talk and you could like talk back and forth and then nothing comes of it. You could have gone on one date, because honestly, especially with the Christmas Carol thing, and I know they go like back to the past, this does feel as well like for some of you guys, and this doesn't have to be all of you, this could be somebody that you met like years and years and years ago, and maybe you just went on one date and maybe you were both young, you didn't want the same thing, or maybe you were like texting but it never got off the ground like a long time ago. This doesn't feel like anyone you've got proper full-on history with. It just feels like someone that you would have at least talked to or seen in that light, or at least gone on like one date with, and it just didn't turn out. I don't see any bad blood or anything bad, it's just energetically it maybe wasn't the right time. But then for those of you that doesn't resonate with, I'm being shown you guys may be speaking and then there may be some distance before you speak again. So starting to talk, but maybe one of you moves somewhere, or maybe one of you takes a job somewhere. I just see somewhat of a gap before you actually come back around again. That's one thing that I'm going to say about their connection. That's what I'm being shown. And I do feel in terms of this connection, because I'm being told divine timing, but I just feel like in terms of how the connection kind of like takes off, I almost feel like there may be some sort of long distance, or you may live like a little bit of a drive away from each other. Like there may be like a 2-hour drive to each other, a 3-hour drive, something like that. Like I do feel like kind of like somebody's in the distance, or somebody's been stationed somewhere, because it does feel this kind of like long distance sort of situation that I'm picking up on as well. It could even be that you talk for some time before you actually meet. So you could be, you know, one side of the world, it could be the other. It could be you're in the same country but on different sides, and one of you is, you know, from one side, one of you is from the other, and then you end up like meeting after like texting for a little bit. But there does feel like there's some sort of like time zone difference, or there's some sort of stretch between you both physically. I feel that's what I'm being shown. I feel like for some of you guys, this very well could be like a long distance relationship, or a relationship where one of you has to like go somewhere to work and then come back, or has to take like, you know, like work meetings like hours away and things like that. That's how I feel. It feels like there's something that does create restrictions in the relationship, and I feel like then there's an effort for you both to then make it work. I see it flowing and I see it working well, because I see you both allowing, like, I see you both put in the right amount of effort to maintain a connection. I see you being very rooted and grounded in terms of like, this is what I want, so we're going to make sure we're having these dates then, or we're going to make sure that I'm driving up here then, or they're driving down here then. I'm being shown a lot of that. So there's a lot of physical effort, a lot of dedicated effort then from both ends. I feel like there's a dedicated effort from both of you to really make it work then, if that makes sense. But because I'm hearing there's this girl group in the UK from like years ago called the Saturdays. They had a song called 30 Days, which is basically like 30 days until they're with their like partner again, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm hearing that in my mind's eye. The group's called the Saturdays. If you want to listen to it, it's called 30 Days. But I'm hearing that energetically. I feel like there's something here where there's like a stretch of time between when you get to see each other, or there's like a physical distance at the beginning. I don't feel like this, because I'm being shown long distance here, so this is something that's going to go long distance, but I feel like at the beginning this is more so in focus. I feel like the more we go down the road, because I'm being shown a stretch of road, the further on we go down in time, I feel like that's kind of patched up. I feel like the connection kind of blooms and grows from there. I just feel like there are restrictions in the beginning, and there is just like a wobbly start in terms of like, we might have met back in the day, but then you were working here, I was working here, it just didn't work out. This person was living that far away, maybe this person didn't drive, that sort of thing. So there's just like a lot that's kind of like getting in the way energetically, and it's kind of sending my, you know, the energy that way when I sit in it. But I see two people stepping towards each other, you know, very much knowing what they want, very much having their, you know, boundaries in place, very much knowing how much they want to give, what they want to receive back. That's what I'm being shown. So I want to tap into the person now and how the relationship kind of commences, because I'm being shown more like the long distance side of it. Tap me more into this connection, please, spirit guides. Tap me more into this connection. Tap me into the person my Punarvasus are going to be with, how they meet. Tap me deeper into this energy, please. Tap me deeper into this energy, please. We have Justice. Yeah, I do feel like someone's got to fly somewhere. It does feel like long distance travel for some of you guys. 7 of Cups. And the back of the deck, we have the 10 of Swords. Okay. Like I said, I feel like this connection's going to really change and grow throughout time. Like I said, I'm being shown that road, and I feel like as time goes on, I feel like you're really going to build up a really good connection, because I feel like you're both going to be focused on your own areas of life. I do feel this person feels very career focused. That's one thing that I'm going to say. I feel like this person feels very career focused. If you hear noises, it's Luna jumping around. They feel very career focused and very like focused on maybe like finances, accumulating finances. They do feel focused on that. They definitely do kind of feel focused on the material, not in like too much of a superficial way, but I just feel like there is a strong focus there, and I do feel like they're going to be generating a decent amount of money as well. What I will say though, for some of you guys, like I said, there might have, when I say, like I said in the beginning, like I felt somewhat of a false start. For some of you guys, like I said, this could have been a situation in the past where things just really didn't have like get off the ground, because both of you needed to grow into the people you needed to be. That's what I'm being shown with the 10 of Swords. There needed to be a rebirth in both of your energies before this connection can actually commence. Both of you needed to maybe get, you know, grow older, grow wiser, maybe establish certain things. This person definitely feels very you know, focused on their career, so maybe that was a factor as well. But I feel like there's something that I'm also being shown the energy of this connection than I am too much homing in on anything, but I will home in, don't you worry, I will. But yeah, I keep being taken to that. I feel like you both would have had to grow and evolve before this connection to commence, which makes me think like you would have met them or talked to them beforehand, or there would have been a stretch of time where you spoke and then didn't speak, because I keep being shown a passage of time where both people needed to like evolve and grow and grow into who they were supposed to be, you know what I mean? So in terms of this person, I'm not gonna lie, I'm picking up some Taurus vibes. I do feel like this person definitely does like the finer things. I do feel like this person does like focus on finances and focus on the material, because I feel like I work hard to afford the things that I like. So I feel like when I say air of luxury, I just feel like this person does like the finer things, and I feel like they do like to have the best of things. That's just something that I'm being shown. But I feel like they definitely understand like I have to work for this. So I don't feel like there's someone that would have had so much like handed to them. I feel like they understand the process of like I have to work to achieve this. So there is that groundedness too. It's not just like, oh, I like all these fancy things, because I feel like they're really rooted in that, to be honest with you. It's 222 on the clock, if that's an angel number anyone's been seeing. I do feel as well like this person, I don't know if they would have always been like this, but I do feel like this person kind of does wear their hat on their sleeve. They do feel like a relationship type of person. So I feel like they're the type to always be in relationships, or always be like, you know, you just see like lover boy, lover girls, whatever, like you see people and they're used to being in connections and they have like long-term connections. It's just how maybe they grow up, maybe it's what they witnessed. They definitely feel like that. I feel like I need a companion. I like, you know, I like to have somebody there. This person could have a lot of Libra placements, Libra moon, I'm being shown Libra Venus as well. But I feel like they're definitely considerate, because I feel like, I don't know why, the way I'm looking at life, I'm looking at it with a companion, if that makes sense. So I feel like this person likes to have a relationship or a partner to kind of like move through life with. They definitely feel that way. I think they look at life, or they look for someone to be, you know, in that position for them, if that makes sense. And yeah, I feel I don't know whether it's both, because I feel like I'm getting a multitude of energies coming through, but I just feel for some of you guys, just feel which one resonates for you. This is either someone you've spoke to before, been on at least one date with, talked to, there was a stretch of time, and then you meet in the future when your energies align, when things flow a lot easier. Maybe you had something small when you were a lot younger, but you would have grown, and this isn't someone that there would have been too much you know, chaos with, too much hurt, that there's, you know, there's nothing where I see any like wounds. This would have been something light back in the day. And then for those of you that doesn't resonate with, this could be somebody where it's a little bit more long distant, so you're gonna meet them, and at the beginning of the connection you're gonna be texting more, talking a little bit more like that on the phone, FaceTime sort of thing. You might have to drive out to them, they drive to you sort of thing. But as time goes on, you both grow. I feel like then you're kind of like on the same path. You would have been on that path anyway, making a connection work. Like I said, I saw two people dedicated and putting that energy in, but I feel like as time goes on, then that's going to flow a lot easier, and I feel like your worlds are going to blend. So whichever one of those aligns with you, I'm just getting two different storylines. Whichever one resonates with you, just take that on. I do feel as well, I am being shown cars. I feel like this person may like cars. You know, people do like the Grand Prix and like all of that. I don't know much about cars, but like I am being shown that, you know, you have like the black and white flag and it's like checked. I'm being shown that, so this person could be into that, or just like be really like in that world. Could even do it for a job, but I'm just being shown that in my mind's eye as well. I'm being shown like motorbikes. You know when people go on the motorbikes and they go like really fast, and sometimes they can go upside down? I don't even know if I've seen that in a cartoon or real life, but I'm being shown that. So there's something there about cars and motorbikes for some of you guys. And I'm being shown like, I don't know why I'm being shown a stretch of land. I'm hearing Country Roads by I forgot who sings it. Country Roads Take Me Home. I can't remember who sings that, but I'm being shown like a stretch of a road in the countryside, so that's also being shown to me. as well. And there's something about autumn, so fall, and that's wherever that is for you, like, you know, whichever time of the year that is for you. I'm just being shown the fall, autumn time being significant for some of you guys. It's not going to be for all of you, but I feel like for some of you guys that feels like there's something significant there. I feel like you and this person are going to really, I feel like you're going to have the same morals, because I feel like you're heading the same way. I feel like you're going to have the same view of what you want out of life, but I do think there's going to be a very good kind of like mental connection. I think that you are going to kind of understand each other's language. I think you're going to kind of speak the same language in that sense. I see a lot of texting, like a lot of phone calls. You know, some people, and you can literally just be on the phone and speak to them for hours. That's how this feels. I feel like there's a lot of, you know, a lot of mental stimulation, a lot of talking. I'm being shown a lot of that. I do feel like there could be a time zone difference, because I'm being shown somebody at night speaking to somebody, but it's like a different time for them, sort of thing. I feel like I'm slotting you in, you know what I mean, when we'd both be free, sort of thing. So that's what I'm being shown as well. So there definitely feels like there might be a slight time difference as well, but there's definitely a mental connection between you and this person straight away. I feel like that's where it kind of like hits off, and I see a lot of there's definitely work put into the connection from both of you. So both of you are very grounded and rooted, and very much putting in work to make this connection be what it is. Yeah, I'm literally being shown the 7 dwarves, like, you know, going to work, like, hi-ho. I'm being shown that. So there's definitely work from both ends. I feel like you're both going to put in the right effort. I feel like you're both going to work towards, you know, building this connection there. But I just feel the beginning feels like you either meet, time apart, you both grow, and then you meet again and things go smooth, or you meet, you click, but this person may live at a bit of a distance. So there's texting, talking. There's a bit of a restriction there, but then as time goes on, you then, you know, this person maybe moves back to where you live, or you move back to where they live, or there's something there that kind of like takes off. And it's going to be different for all of you, like I said. But this person definitely does like the finer things, I feel. Like, I feel like this person's got some dough on them. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like this person really works hard, for sure. I feel like they really graft. But I think they do like the nicer things. It's just something that keeps coming through. Do you know what's so weird? I had those cards on top of this deck, and I've just gone to grab this deck to shuffle it, and the Lovers card fell from underneath it. So that's quite interesting. We'll pop the Lovers there. Yeah, pile number 4, please, Spirit Guides. Pile number 4. I feel like you guys are going to be very similar. I feel like you're going to speak the same language. I feel like you're going to have the same humour. I'm looking at the Lovers card, and I'm just seeing two people kind of like mirroring. I'm seeing two people just mirroring aspects to each other, but I see kind of like similarities. Like, I'm being shown 2 peas in a pod. I'm being shown that because I just see two people like having the same humour. Like liking the same things. So it's like, you know, when somebody is like well into pop culture, so they'll make like comments about like things that are trending on TikTok, or things that are trending from, you know, the celebrity world. And if you have someone around that isn't into that pop culture, they could just be saying anything, you know, it wouldn't land. I almost feel like whatever it is you're into, whatever your type of humor is, this person's into it too, because I feel like there's a lot of jokes that kind of like land, you know what I mean? Sorry guys, I had to cut, I can't even speak. I had to cut the camera then. But yeah, let's get straight back in. So pile number 4, please, Spirit Guides. Pile number 4. Pile number 4's next relationship, please. Pile number 4's next relationship. We have communion. Pile number 4's next relationship, please. And we have secrets. The back of the deck, you have time. Yeah, I do feel like for some of you guys, there's like a stretch of time from when you actually meet and when it commences into a relationship. Or like you'll talk, but then you both need to grow before the connection starts. Or like I said, there's going to be a stretch of time where you're both going to have to put a little bit of effort in, because there might be a restriction in terms of like where one of you's living. You know, somebody might be living a bit further away, sort of thing. Like, I'm being shown that with the time card, that confirming it. So that's one thing that I'm being shown. And I've just realized you clicked on the pile number 4 for the clock, so there's like timing involved. It's quite interesting. So there's like divine timing involved in this situation. For some of you guys, you might meet this person either through work, and then this person kind of gets transferred somewhere or something like that. Work feels kind of like a focus here, but I also feel like you guys may meet through like a friend group. That's what I'm being shown. I feel like you're being introduced through something or by other people. That's what I'm being shown for a lot of you guys. I don't feel like a lot of you guys would like meet on like a dating app or just like going out. I feel like you're introduced or you're made to be around each other because of something, whether it's work or whether it's like, you know, family members, friends. That's what I'm being shown. Why do we have secrets, please, spirit guides? Why do we have secrets? Why do we have secrets, please, spirit guides? I don't know why with the secret card, this is applying to those of you that might have met this person like earlier on, and then later on you end up in a connection once a lot of time has passed. I don't know why, but I feel like the initial meeting, there's a lot of fog around it. So it's almost like we're not seeing each other clearly, especially if there is like a level of a distance as well. Like I feel like I'm not seeing somebody clearly because again, this feels like I'm meeting somebody in a more younger setting. Like I feel a little younger when I've met this person. So it's almost like I'm looking at things in a different way, or maybe I'm taking certain things to heart that I wouldn't even look at now, or I'm a little bit more on defense, or I'm a little bit more free with my energy when I should, you know, have the boundaries and sort of thing. I feel like there's something that I'm kind of like not seeing, which is causing that kind of fog, if that makes sense. But I'm also being told for those of you that do meet and then it's more of a slow mover at the beginning because there is that distance. If one of you are living, you know, abroad or living in a different area, I'm almost looking at it from an energetic perspective. Like there's something that's being gained in that period that if you were to meet and everything was to just flow in terms of like, oh, we're around each other all the time, I almost feel like it might not have worked in the best way. I almost feel like the way that it's working, it was supposed to work that like that. So me not being around this person you know, all the time, and me having to have a level of like a long distance, I feel like there's something I'm gaining, there's something I'm learning, there's something I'm understanding that from a physical perspective I might not be able to see. So I'm looking at it like it's a restriction, but when I'm looking at it from a spiritual perspective, I'm glad it happened that way because I gained this, and it needed to flow in that way. So there's something there. There's a lot of like there's connection from spirit around this connection in terms of how you meet, when you meet, the cake having to be cooked a certain way, you know what I mean? Like it feels like that, baked a certain way even. But yeah, so pile number 4, that is what I have for you guys. I really hope that you enjoyed your reading. Hit the thumbs up and comment down below if you did. I'm sending you guys all of my love. I hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. So thank you guys for watching.